The Nintendo 64 logo is one of the most iconic 3D logos ever to be made. But what if I told you that over a third of the Nintendo 64 games that use this logo use the wrong colors for the logo? A couple months ago I made a video, and to make this video I watched over 300 Nintendo 64 game intros, and I compiled a list of all the intros that use the Nintendo 64 logo model. When I was making this list, I found out something that blew my mind. So about 3 years ago, a close friend made me this Nintendo 64 table. It's one of my most prized possessions. But can you tell what is wrong with this picture right now? I had this table for over 3 years and it always looked normal to me. Then, I watched the Clay Fighter 63 1/3 intro and it just clicked. Did you catch what's wrong with the table now? For those that still don't know, I'll show you the table and the official Nintendo 64 logo side by side now. I couldn't believe that for 3 years, I never noticed this, especially because it's on the official Nintendo 64 logo artwork. And the fact that my friend didn't notice it either while he was making it blew both of our minds. This is when I realized that the N64's colors are really difficult for a lot of people to grasp. Even tons of official Nintendo 64 games have the wrong coloring. And this comes from one major issue. You see, these companies were tasked to make a 3D Nintendo 64 logo with this image. And this image pretty much tells you everything except one important detail. What color is this face gonna be? I'm talking about the face that the arrow's pointing to. If these companies would have just had an image of the logo but from a different perspective, it would have been fine. But since that was the only perspective they had to do some guesswork. These are the 3 variations you'll find in Nintendo 64 games. One is right, 2 are wrong. Can you tell which one's right? Out of these 3 variations, the one on the top is actually right. So now that that's explained, let's look at the 10 Nintendo 64 games that use the wrong logo coloring. The first game is Chronicles. Did you see that? I'll slow it down. So that color right there is wrong. Using Photoshop I fixed it, and this is how the logo should look. Second one, which really surprised me, is Banjo Kazooie. Yep. Not even Banjo Kazooie could get it right. This one was definitely one of the harder ones to find, and this is what it looks like when it's fixed. The next game is Clay Fighter 63 1/3.
Interplay presents Clay Fighter 63 1/3.
So that is what was wrong, and this is the fix that I made. The next game is Conkers Bad Fur Day.
Stupid logo. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
So this is what's wrong, and this is the fix that I made. This game is Earthworm Jim 3D. So they made that face green when it was supposed to be blue. Yeah, that's the fix. This one is Lego Racers. Might be the most interesting one of the bunch. Okay, I slowed this down so you can get a better look, but this one has a problem with the top and the bottom. For some reason, the person that made this 3D model thought that there should be 3 red faces on each side, and only one green at the top and one blue at the top. So this is the only model that managed to screw up the top. As you can see, that definitely should be green, and that part there should be blue. Next game is Powerpuff Girls. Another model that made that face green, and it should be blue, and this is my correction. Alright, this game here is Tetris Sphere, and it was actually published by Nintendo, and it has the worst looking Nintendo 64 logo that I've ever seen. And they managed to screw up the colors too. So as you can see, it's another face that's green that should be blue, and this one is my fix. This next game is Tom and Jerry, and it uses the exact same logo as the Powerpuff Girls, so it has the same correction. This next game is Top Gear Rally, and it has a specific mistake that no other game has. Did you catch that? For some reason, they made that face red when it should clearly be green. So, I'm really surprised they made that mistake on that logo. Alright, I just want to show you guys what happens when you Google Nintendo 64 logo and how many of these are actually wrong. The blue part's supposed to be red, and the red part is supposed to be green. This logo's wrong because it has red here, where that should be green. This logo is wrong because that back piece is red. That logo is wrong too because that back piece is red. I just wanted to show that off just to show you that there is a ton of misinformation out there about the Nintendo 64 logo. And for a logo being so popular, to have that many mistakes, even in official Nintendo 64 games, is all kind of ridiculous. So I thought that was really interesting, and I thank you guys so much for checking out this video. And I hope you guys all have a great day.